Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just speak upon those people that believe that they can't be fooled. Okay? Even if we walk in a way that we believe we are walking with our Hallowed Father in heaven, we can still be fooled. We are not fighting against, normal powers to be. Ephesians 6:10-13 will share with you, we do not fight against the flesh and blood people. Okay? We fight against the unseen. And they're ruling not only, the unseen world, but also can't even be seen here in the physical world, and they rule us here. So if you have that concept, and that's adsic, which equals a legal term of not word for word, improving, because I don't have every Bible verse memorized. But when you say no man will fool me as I walk with our Hallowed Father in heaven, you just got to be careful of that, because we are not working against the normal person-to-person conflicts that we are used to. Okay? So if you kind of perceive this, what happened to Satan? Okay? Pride comes before the fall is describing Satan's ego and how, he tried to pretend he was, going to change everything because he knew better, So we have to, this is where our Hallowed Father in heaven wants us to be vulnerable to humility and just humble ourselves. That we, even if there are people out there that are smart, people that are better than us in appearance, doesn't mean that they're better or greater, or that we are better or greater than anybody, or that no man or woman can fool us. Yes, they can when they have the supernatural, unrepented sin, sock puppeting them. The unseen is sock puppeting them from the unrepented sin. So it's really hard. We trust a lot of things that have been going on for 2,000 years. So what I'm going to teach you is what he said a little bit. And, I'm going to change it up just a little bit and shorten it. And then I'm just going to tell you what I replied, in my opinion, to address, not only no man fools me, I walk with the Lord is what he said. And he says, my opinions also on females in the office is not against sex, but rather the heart to which they use to rule. Emotions can be a deadly thing when ruling not only a country, but the most powerful country in the world. I'm not saying no woman can do the job, but looking at the others already in power, such as Angela Merkel and damn near Hillary Clinton, I will go with a strong conservative Christian man any day of the week. And that's understandably so. I mean, but you're picking two women that, why aren't you picking on all the the men that actually were corrupt just as bad as her? Because you didn't know, because they conned you, So it's kind of hard to pick on women in this particular situation as being, what examples there are of not letting women rule. Okay? I will go with a strong Christian man any day of the week. By the way, yes, our Hallowed Father in heaven can save a country. However, let us not forget that our Hallowed Father in heaven will use captain people as tools in order to see his work done. And that is absolutely right. I agree with him 100% with that. he's got the back door to everyone. So I'm just going to read my reply back because I don't know. Honestly, sometimes I don't even think I reread it, and I don't think it's me. So in case it's our Hallowed Father in heaven sending that reply back, maybe we can learn from it. I don't know. I'm just a person, so it's how I feel, and my gut, tells me to just share it with you. So who am I? You can critique it any way you want. And I wrote, I can see from the examples why you feel that way about women in power. But you neglect to realize that you pick on them as women to boost men in power are better, not using emotion, only logic. What emotion do callous, deceived ones like Hillary and Merkel have? They don't care about anybody else but themselves. Ephesians 6:10-13 shares that it's not the people of flesh and blood we are at war with. It's the unseen. And how do they gain access to make you a sock puppet like that? It's very easy. Through unrepented sin, they have a license to. And once they have that, they can convince you to get even worse and think it's okay. And it's even better. So why would you pick on these two women when you know the men have done just as bad in leadership? They paved some of the ways. It's because it's not the people. It's like okay for the male leaders to do wrong, but not the women. Be careful. However, do you really want to know how I feel and believe in leadership of women? I believe women were not meant for such burdens as leadership. Not on the grand scale. But for nurturing, supporting as an equal the man in their lives to entertain, please, enjoy, respect for each other's gifts, natural gifts that they share with each other to help each other prosper. We were meant for an easier life as women, taken care of by good integrity-filled men. But when I have seen no courage in men today to be caring, to use emotion of care to make decisions of what is right and what is wrong, to make them first-class men, capable of leading, that is when I will step up and back up my men of this world who have been deceived. Their belief in themselves is so little and crushed to nothing but cowardice, to this big power that reduces them as true, real men they were meant to be, with courage and afraid to get up, to do what is right, to reteach them. I'm going to reteach them who they are. Women are going to reteach them who they are and remind them that no one tells our men in this world that they are not men and spits in their face, compromising their dignity, integrity, making them cower and suffer, watching and being forced to do their bidding, debasing themselves. Oh, hell no. No one treats my people, my men, like that, where they forget their place and belief in themselves. I will stand up and I will get up and I will remind them, though I'm scared to pieces, who they are and what their place is in our Hallowed Father in heaven as their backup focus to lead. I will stand in front of their fears and pull my part of the burden as a pair, as the opposite sex, because our men are down, by showing them our courage as women, not meant for these burdens, so that they remember and can see, if my partners in life, our co-partners of women, can see it, I can be it. I remember now who I am and become the first-class courageous leaders I know they are capable of, and always were, and in some darn, instead of they are in some darn lotus room like Percy Jackson's. And I put a little video with, them taking they go into this little club. They're supposed to be finding a little marble that helps them get into hell, to try and rescue Percy Jackson's mom. So, in doing so, they first get greeted with a lotus flower, and they decide to try it. It's free, because they're kids. They're going to do it. But what happens is, they take this drug, and they never want to leave. It's like one big party, and one of the kids said, it's 1970s, when it was 1990s, or 2000, and so they lost a lot of time, so they were under a spell when they ate those lotus flowers. So, Percy Jackson's father, is it Perseus? Whoever's got the water and the anchor in the water. Who is that guy? Well, he says to him, wake up. You're under spell. It's not true. You are being deceived so that you stay here and don't finish your mission. Okay, you are being deceived by supernatural powers that rule, Wake up. Wake up. You are real men. Remember who you are. And that includes the women. Remember who you are. You're the real men's backup. When they're down and they're too afraid, you got to remind them who they are by showing them. We are partners in this life, in this community, in this globe. With the faith of a mustard seed in our hallowed Father in heaven, you can move mountains, you can do His wonders, and even more. There's a problem here. Your families and community are at risk of dangers. Stand up and fix it. Remember who you are. Now here is a video commercial to relax while you wait for my next comment. And basically it was that scene I always like to post about Wonder Woman, standing in the center where he says, Diane, to Wonder Woman, we're in no man's land. We've been here for years, 10 years, and no man has been able to get an inch out of this hole that we've dug ourselves in. It's not safe. You will die. We will die. So we can't do anything. We can't save everyone. And she looked at them and saw their apathy and said, oh no, my men did not end up with apathy because of these people. It was against the war against the Germans, which essentially is the fallen discipleship. Okay? And so, so she gets up, she changes her hair, flips it. This seems like something I'd do, only a little bit more comedian-like, and flip my hair, and then start walking up the ladder and just face that whole military myself to show them courage and remind them of courage. That they are real men. They can do this. They can, with the faith of a mustard seed, if they have our Hallowed Father in heaven and they have repented of their sins and rebuked them, and they're using the right name, not God or Lord, God is Gadrael, and just, go through the history, find out why, and that Lord is Baal. I mean, look at Lord. It's lower than a king. Remember, no other God shall be before me. And so then, if you call him Lord, you're not only calling him a human, in leadership, you're calling him less than a king. Which is like putting you in committing that commandment violation. Like, right before your face, and nobody even knows. So yes, we can be fooled. Yes, we can be deceived. Our job is to keep on our toes, bring our Hallowed Father in heaven into our incorporation every single day, all day. That is our job. Okay? If we're not doing that, we cannot gain the courage that we need to have that faith of a mustard seed, to move mountains, do his wonders, and even more. Can you imagine doing even more wonders than our Hallowed Father has ever done in the past? Well, it's coming. And I promise you, we're going to change this world. Because we have great men that are going to lead us there. And they just need a little reminder. But they have to have our Hallowed Father in heaven. That's the key. Not the fallen ones' discipleship. Sorry. They're going to destroy all of our Hallowed Fathers. Whole point. Okay? So good luck.